But now you also mentioned a very important point, that yes, you did have a lot of issues, but let's say for people who are facing these issues right now in India, or let's anybody who's listening to us from any part of the world, what should they do? People who are young now, they don't even know where to go or start from. So what do you think, where should they start from so that they could start the process of healing themselves?
Yeah, great question. I think the biggest thing is to really ask yourself, um, and give yourself an honest answer as to why you're doing what you're doing. Why am I going to school for this degree? Why am I marrying this woman? Why am I getting this job? And if there's even a little bit of a suspicion on your part that it's because it's what your parents want you to do, you know that you're going down the wrong path, because that might be manageable in your 20s, but that's going to exacerbate in your 30s, in your 40s. It's going to drain you more and more if you're not building a life that's for you. And this is something that some people don't even realize until their parents die. The parents will die, 20, 30 years
Yeah.
later, and they'll realize, oh my gosh, I just did all of this for my mom. Now she's dead, and I'm not even in the career that I want. I'm not in the marriage I want. Maybe I'm not living in the country I want. So it's really important at a young age you start to recognize, am I doing this for myself or am I doing it for my parents? Now, I do want to point something out that's really important. There is a difference between um, a parent who's just genuinely concerned for their child and says, hey, I want you to be a doctor because doctors make a really good living, and I want you to have financial security. I worry about you. I think this is a safe path for you. This is what I want for you because I want you to have success. However, if you really truly want to be a musician, we'll support you and we've got your back.
Yeah.
If you really want to be a musician, that's fine. I just want you to know, child, that this is a really hard path. A lot of musicians fail. And I want you to know the reality of what you're signing up for and that this might be a safer route for you. That's different. That's not narcissistic parenting where you're
True.
putting it on your kid. Like, you need to be a doctor or I'm not going to pay for college at all. Or you need to be a doctor or, XY, some other threat. I'm going to kick you out of the house, whatever. Like, that's more manipulative. That's more like you're not even giving your kid a choice. You're not even allowing there to be an open conversation about, like, well, what are the benefits of going to medical school versus being a musician or whatever it is that you want to do. So just start to be mindful and ask yourself, could this be my parents? Where do my parents fall in the line? Are they in that area of just being loving and concerned and wanting me to have a good life, but still supporting me regardless of what I choose? Or are they more on that manipulation end of, wow, it actually feels like I won't receive any love or attention from my parents unless I do exactly what they say? Now,
Mm.
that's a survival mechanism that a lot of us had to have in childhood to survive, like as a small child, like age 6, 7, 8. I absolutely had to be who my parents wanted me to be to
True.
survive because I was a small child. I was dependent on them for survival. Once I got to be 18, 19, 20, that wasn't the case anymore. As hard as it was, I could, in reality, go be a musician, do whatever I wanted, and my parents could do nothing about it. I no longer depended on them for survival. But the problem is, once we get to age 18, 19, 20, so many of us are that it's so ingrained in us by then to do what our parents say because as a
Yeah.
child, we had to do what they said to
True.
survive.
True.
So it stays in the body. That energy is still there of like, well, we
Correct.
fear our parents so much. We fear them. And that's what I said. A lot of people don't even wake up to this until their parents die. So it's
Yeah.
important, if you're in your early 20s or if you're just starting your business, trying to figure out your own path, just always ask yourself, am I really doing this for me? At the end of the day, is this what I want or is this what my parents want for me? Because at the end of the day, what is going to create a successful life is not the most money, is not the most attention from your family, is not the most degrees or certification. It's a life where you wake up and do exactly what it is you want to do. That is how we never experience burnout. That is how we never dread going to work. When we are truly following our highest excitement, work does not feel like work. So, for anyone out there listening, starting their own business, starting their own path, I would say ask yourself, what is my highest excitement? What excites me more than anything? Is it podcasting? Is it video content? Is it music? Is it teaching people? Is it medicine? You know, whatever it is, what is your highest excitement? And make sure that it's really yours and follow that.
Got it.